Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bahrain Grand Prix here for Supercup. I'm here joined with Josh Downard. Josh, how you doing, man?
Hello, yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm doing well. See, I couldn't make round one, but I'm excited to be commentating for you here in Bahrain.
Yeah, I missed you, man. Where were you, man? I'm happy to have
uh,
you here now.
yeah, I was
So,
busy, but it's good to hear that you handled it all yourself. So,
so we're already busy with qualifying. All the first laps have already been done. Currently on pole is Alessandro Quinte with 32.7. He's 3 tenths clear of number two, Sven de Vries. And that's actually already the fastest lap done by anyone. Um, Actually, it's only 100th off Frank Hemming's best practice time, but it's really close to the best time done already. So that's a really good lap, and the grip is still going to increase. So I'm very excited what he's going to do in this qualifying. He's already looking very, very good.
yeah, he is. Yeah, obviously that's a massive gap to have, but it is still early in qualifying, so I'm sure a lot of people like Sven and Frank will be looking to improve on their time.
Yeah, definitely. They've also looked very, very fast. Obviously, Frank got pole in Melbourne.
Yes, he did.
Very fast driver, and he's also the one who had the fastest time, which is actually 100 faster than Alessandro's time right now in quali. So let's see what he can do as he sets a green first sector. So he's looking good. Coming into turn 10, very difficult, very hard on the brakes. You don't want to do that in the race. That will definitely carry tires a lot. Let's see if he can improve on his sector 2 as well. Maybe even get a purple in there, but that mistake probably cost him some time.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be looking up, but turn 10 is a very tricky corner off camber and downhill, so it's quite easy to do.
It's very hard to get your braking zone wrong in there. As actually, it's not Frank Hemming who improves, but it's Alessandro Quinte again improving his sector 1. Looking very, very fast.
He
That
is,
sector
yeah,
1,
and he looked to actually get turn 10 pretty spot on as well, so
that looked beautiful. He's actually a 10th up on his time already. That's insane. As Frank Hemming just goes second now, 32.9. Green is sector 1 and 3, but not enough for any purple. So that puts him 2 tenths off of Alessandro. Ooh, that turn for Alessandro did not look very clean, but I think he's still on for an improvement. As he did lose some time in sector 2, but that's less than a tenth, so it's going to be very close if he's going to improve or not.
yeah, it's just coming out the final corner now, gonna open that DRS, see where he goes. And he,
Nope.
no, over a tenth off, so, but that is a very good lap time, so it'll be very difficult to beat even for himself.
Yeah, definitely, but he knows there's at least a tenth in sector 1 because he just put that out there. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
couldn't match the other sectors. As Matt
and we've
Richards put
got,
himself onto P6, which is also very impressive. He had that very good race 1 with a crash in race 2, so he's wanting for some redemption.
got Sven just going a bit too hard through turn 1 there, losing it
Yep,
all.
I saw that one. That was drift style.
Yeah, it was.
Doesn't look very fast, but who knows? He just
Yeah,
finished the lap, actually, 1.5 seconds off his fastest time. So probably made a mistake somewhere in there. So I'm just looking. Ivan Leonov just puts himself into P6. Also a very fast guy, Ivan Leonov. In practice, he was the fourth fastest. He did a 32.8. So he definitely has a chance to beat Alessandro, but you need to put that lap together, which is not easy at all.
yeah, it's very easy to put in hundreds of laps in practice to get the perfect one, but it's very difficult to do it in a 15-minute session.
Yeah, absolutely. And so far, Alessandro did it in one lap. His first lap was this 32.7. Very impressive stuff.
Looks like now we've got a lot of people after their first runs coming out for their probably final run, looking to hopefully, I guess, get 2 runs in before the end of the session.
Yeah, that depends if they want to go 2 in a row because they're going to have to if they want to make it, I think. Or do they just barely make it? Nah, no way. They need to do 2 runs in a row.
Yeah,
I've seen some people do it, but my experience is that your tires are way too worn for that. But some people can make it work.
Interestingly, Matt Richards on the medium tyres actually. I'm not sure if he did his fastest lap on that, but he's definitely on them now.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So,
Let me just check because I think he said something about a back to grip penalty.
uh,
So I'm pretty sure he has one. So maybe he's trying to get in front of people with will also have the back to grip penalty. And if he qualifies in top 10, he can still start on that medium tire. Because if you qualify top 10, you need to start on the tire that you are qualifying on, even if you get demoted because of a grid penalty. So by doing this, he gets in front of the people who do not have or who do also have a back to grid penalty, but at the same time, he still is able to start on the medium tire. But if he did that 33.1 on mediums, that's a very impressive lap time.
it is, yeah. Be ahead of some other still very fast people in a hard compound. That'd be very good from him.
Yeah,
Be
absolutely.
interesting to see then.
That's only 4 tenths of pole, and I think that tire is more than 4 tenths slower, or at least very close to it. I'm just checking right now if he did have a back to grid, and he did, but he seems
And
to be the only one.
yeah, just looking as well, it looks like he did actually set that on the medium. So
Very impressive. He's just starting his final lap now, or at least one of the final 2 laps.
yeah.
So let's see if he can also improve. No one on a fast lap currently. Leon Bach in P15 did a green sector 1. Jens Wolburn also on P4 right now did a green sector 1. People now just starting with their probably final laps. So let's see if we're going to see some nice improvements. Very
Quintai
close.
just leaving the pit lane now to go for his final run. Probably leaving it a little bit late, but both if he's the last to cross the line, I know he'll have the best of the track conditions, which could maybe help him improve his lap time.
Yeah, definitely. Looks to be looking for that maximum grip. Ben Willis, I think, is going to be the last one to be able to set a lap. He's coming out of the pits right now. As Wolborn is now in the final sector, he just he's gonna leave this lap now. I think he made a mistake in sector 2. He's now going slow in sector 3, so he's gonna try one more lap with a bit worn tires, but I think he'll be fine. It's not optimal though.
No, of course he needs all the grip you can get. The Matteo Makers goes up into P5 and still has time for another lap, so it'll be interesting to see if he can improve even more. Like you say, his tyres will be worn and he's just drifted it through turn 1 as well, so...
Interestingly enough, Wolborn... Oh no, my apologies. I thought Wolborn's teammate was in front of him, but I don't think that's his teammate because his teammate is in the pits.
Yes, he is, yeah.
It looks similar to car. So unfortunately, I thought they were gonna do something like a slipstream, but that was the Nemco racing car instead of the Razor car. So probably no slipstreaming there.
Well, I'm sure the Namco probably wouldn't be looking to give him some. And Janis actually runs wide out of turn 10, so it's like he might not improve on this one either.
Doesn't look likely as he didn't improve in Sector 1 either. Who did improve in Sector 1 was Frank Hemming and even Leonov. Especially even Leonov, very fast in Sector 1, but both are missing out in Sector 2. Not improving in there, but let's see what even Leonov can do coming across the finish right now. In his likely final lap, he doesn't improve a 33.2, a 10th slower. He can do another lap if he wants to do it on worn tires. Can Frank Hemming do that? Yes, he also just crossed the finish. Also didn't improve. Seems like no one really improving. George Whitehouse just improved to a 33.2. Had a lot of wheel issues before coming into this race. Luckily, seems to have fixed those. Currently in P11. And I think Frank Hemming is actually getting blocked. Not really blocked because the guy in front is also on a lap. Oh, and he touches him. That's not nice.
It's very close there. You don't want to be crashing out on your flying lap.
Was very close there, but he seems to have made it. I don't think he would have been on a good lap there, though. Well, he is actually green in Sector 1.
Yeah, sector 2 is where it'll hurt him though. of a bad run through the S's downhill. As Quinte does a purple sector 2, so he's flying, but he seemed
Ooh, he bandits
to
it.
be. Yeah, you banded it.
That's a statement because he went even a 10. Oh, Sven de Vries now has a purple sector 2. So maybe we can see something from him, but the sector 1 wasn't the greatest. But neither was it bad.
Coming out the final corner now, we'll see what you can do.
Oh!
Ooh, look at that, only half a tenth off Quintai, but still not enough to beat him.
Nope. That is a really good lap from Sven de Vries, but just not enough. And it looks likely Quinte is going to get pole. I don't see anyone improving. Opportuni, teammate of Quinte, also goes into P4. So really good lap by him. 32.9.
Yeah, it looks like no one is improving enough to get him, so it's a very solid lap from Quintai.
Last guy
Yeah,
to be able to do a lap is Michael Gauka, but he's also in the bits now. So
yeah.
that's everyone. Pole for Alessandro Quinte. Very impressive. On his first lap, he just smashed it out.
Yeah, that was a pretty dominant showing, I guess, from him. Obviously, Sven got very close at the end, but not quite enough, and then another almost 2 tenths back to Frank in P3, so very, very strong from him, and be looking to go quick in the race.
I want to apologize. I said Frank Hamming got pole last week, but I was wrong. It was actually Alessandro Quinte as well, with
Oh, was
Frank
it?
Hamming on P2 and Sven de Vries on P3. So we have the exact same top 3 as Melbourne quali. Well, not the exact same, but the exact same 3 drivers.
Same drivers, yeah.
Because Sven and Frank are turned around.
Be interested to see what they could do in the race, though, because see, last time that didn't lead to a win for any of them top 3. So Stephen
No.
Lexo winning, but he's not here this round, so
Yeah, it was
interesting to see if anyone else can upset the top 3.
people running into a lot of issues, especially Frank Hemming crashed out. Well, didn't really crash out, but had that moment with where he outbraked himself into the back of Quinte. He was leading that race up to that point, with them both spinning out, and Quinte losing like 4 positions, while Frank Hemming dropped more like 7. So unfortunate accident. Frank Hemming did get that redemption in race 2, where he won it. But Quinte is still looking for that really good result. He got P4 in race 1 and P8 in race 2. But he's looking to win this. He's looking very, very, very fast. And he's definitely capable of winning it.
Yeah, just needs to get the make sure the race pace is as good as quality.
Yeah, definitely. Because this tire wear is going to be very crucial here. If you lock up in turn 10 or any other corner, your tires will be dead very fast if you do it enough. And the undercut is also very strong. So is the draft, so is DRS. So strategy is going to be key here.
It will be the tyre temperatures as well will be affecting them quite a bit. It's quite a high track for that. So be interested to see who can handle that the best, be smooth on their inputs and make sure the tyres last.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're now in the warm-up. We'll be back with the race soon enough, so stay tuned. We're going to be out for a break, and we'll be back as soon as possible. Hello, everybody. We're back for the Supercup Bahrain Grand Prix Race 1. As everyone right now doing their race runs in warm up. Seems like a high 33 is very good race pace. A lot of people around the 34.0. Looks like we're going to have a very good race because everyone seems very close to each other, Josh.
They do, yeah. So obviously qualifying there was a little bit of a gap, but hopefully in the race with DRS and people managing tyres and everything, it should help bring it all a bit closer, be in for an exciting race.
Yeah, I mean, out of experience, I think you also know how strong this draft is and DRS. So once you get in there, there often isn't enough to really get someone out of your, out of your DRS. So even a way slower car can stick to you if you do it, if you don't play your cards right. So you might even see some people, being first may not even be the best thing here because you'll just be wasting your tires. So I'm
Yeah,
interested to see how
exactly.
that plays out.
It is very easy once you're in the DRS. It's quite easy to just cling on using that, but at the same time, it can be quite difficult to actually get closer than just being in the DRS and actually making a move. So yeah, it can be
Yeah,
quite strong, very close to the back of a car. So be interested to see how
absolutely.
that works out.
And obviously also with the strategy because the undercut works wonders, and it has in Australia, but a bit less because obviously Australia is harder to overtake on than Bahrain is. So I'm assuming the undercut works even better here, but obviously I don't know for sure until until it actually happens. So I'm interested to see when people will pit and how long people will go and drive because Kente, the pole sitter right now, went really long in, if I recall correctly, in the first race last week or 2 weeks ago rather. So let's see if he does that again.
Yeah, it will be like you say, it will be quite crucial because this track is quite high in tyre wear and temperature. So if you pit just one lap before the other car, you should have a good chance of gaining some time on. Be interested
Yeah.
to see who plays that the best.
And you need to think like the people with experience must, prevail in that part. Like Sven de Vries has been driving for years, Menno Klant, David Junt, people like that, Pedro Gomez to a lesser extent as well. Those people have so much experience with this that they maybe have an edge over them, over the other ones who have been newer to the series.
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna
it could
be,
also just show who's put the practice in.
yeah,
Because
for sure,
if they've put enough practice in before the race, then they should know it even without necessarily having experience. So
absolutely. We're about to head into the race. Chris telling everyone the rules, everyone telling everyone what they can do and what they cannot do. And then we are going to be going to the grid and we're going to go to the race, which is very exciting. I'm very excited.
yeah, and too. Obviously, I missed the last race. I wasn't actually able to watch that back annoyingly. So it'd be good to get my first bite of the Super Cup action. Should be interesting.
Well, you missed a lot, I can tell you that. So pay
Yeah,
close attention.
I will. See, like I said in qualifying, Stephen Lexo, who won the first race there, isn't even here today. He was only there as a one-off. So
Yeah, and he's leading the championship as well.
yeah, maybe if he decides to come back after a few races, he'll pick
Yeah.
that up. But
I mean, if I was him and I was leading here, I would do everything to get another seat. Because this just feels like a waste. He did very well, and now he can't even defend his first place in the championship. But
yeah,
it looks like they're gonna have a new championship leader anyway. Sven de Vries is 6 points behind him. Frank Hemming 2 points behind him. Those are the two main challengers, I think. Walborn also on P6, a bit further away. And Quinte is 14 points away. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see as first cars are now appearing up on the grid. Most will wait until the last 10 seconds, 5 seconds even.
yeah, gotta get any advantage they can on engine temp, tire temp,
Absolutely. In
even
Super
if it
League,
doesn't really make much of a difference. But
In Super League, it's especially important because if you go on the grid like 50 seconds earlier, you're gonna lose 0.02 liters or something, which you need to save.
Yeah.
I think it's less crucial here, but people out of principle still just do it as everyone goes underway. Um, so let's go through the grid as Alessandro Quinte got pole with a 28.7 set on the first lap. Very impressive. P2 Sven de Vries in his final lap came on half a tenth, but wasn't enough. Frank Hemming P3 looked very fast in practice, but couldn't convert that to pole position. Adriano Piccini, very good qualifying for him as well for the Pescara team. P4 Kasper Michalak, P5 Jens Walborn for Razor, P6 Matteo Kersmakers, P7. Behind him, Ivan Leonov also couldn't revert his very good quali pace to a better quali position, but P8 definitely not bad at all. David Junt, P9, gonna be very consistent as always. Leon Buck on P10. Menno Klant, P11. Pedro Gomez behind him. Tom van der Voort, then Damian Cardos, new for Gallery 82, who just entered the league and the Supercup season. Didn't drive in Melbourne. Now they are here, P14. I think he can be happy with that. Behind him, Alexander Rogoza didn't drive in Melbourne, but he's back now. Paweł Andrzejowski, P16, with behind him on P17 Lorenzo de Ciutis. Mateusz Dabrowski on P18, with behind him Philip Koenig. George Whitehouse coming in last minute for Cliffhanger Racing. Well, not really last minute, but didn't have much time for a notification, but he's here on P20. Nigel Marshall, P21, with behind him Ben Willis. Then we have Mihailo Vicentovic and Gerrit de Vries. He was definitely last minute. Got a seat at Cliffhanger Racing. Rodrigo Carvalho couldn't race because of technical issues in Melbourne. Now he's back and looking to get some great points for Razor, who have already gotten a lot of points with Stephen Lexo last week, or 2 weeks ago rather. With on P26, Mark Fuller. Then Jakub Kowalski on P27. P28, Michael Galka. I think he may have had a penalty still. We'll fact check that later. And Matt Bridges definitely had a penalty. Back to grid, and he's starting P29. So that's the grid as we're all going onto the main straight.
Yeah, just interestingly there at the back, seemed to be a bit of bunching up there, and Mark Fuller has actually lost his rear wing on the formation there.
No.
So he's definitely gonna have to stop and start from pit lane with that. Still driving at the moment, interestingly, but let's hope he doesn't accidentally line up on the grid.
He got punted. He got punted by Kowalski. Kowalski definitely has big damage. He should probably go to the pits and start from the pit lane, but he doesn't do that.
No, Kowalski's lining up on the grid, so hopefully he hasn't ruined his race in the formation lap. But
Fuller is also in the pits now. He can go out and he will start from the pit lane. Unfortunate what happened, but happens in racing. He will just be fine from the pit lane. As all cars are now lined up on the grid, and now it's waiting for the lights. And there they are. 2 lights on, 3 lights on, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're on the way. Is it a good start from Alessandro Quinte? Wheel spin, but it seems like a very good start for him. Sven de Vries immediately going into the slipstream. Will he do a move? Oh, Sven de Vries makes really late. Locks up, but does get the position. Frank Hemming around the outside can't make the move on Alessandro Quinte, so it's P1 for Sven.
Yeah, that was a great move, and there's an accident behind.
Oh no.
Walborn and Michalak caught up in that. There's a few cars now backwards at exit turn 3.
Oh no, I'm getting...
the 2 Gallery 82s collide. That's not great on their debut. But
I'm getting Melbourne flashbacks here. Not in Supercup, but in other series. That was
luckily not quite as bad.
I think that was Walborn who collided with someone as well. And yeah, he did. He did collide with... Who was that?
I saw Michalak spinning around. I think it may
have been it was Michalak. You're very right. As Michalak now making a move on Dabrowski. Can he get the slipstream?
At the front of turn 1, Sven made a very good move. Slight lock up, but so that might affect him later on in the stint, but at the moment. He's pulling out a decent gap already. So hopefully he can just control that.
Yeah, he's looking to get that 1 second gap in one more lap. He has 2 more tenths to go, and he has to do it in 1 lap. But this draft is keeping already Quinte very close, and you can see how Sven's trying to break the draft there as good as he can, just to keep him away.
Yeah, if Sven can break that 1 second gap before the DRS is activated, that would be very good for him, because then Quinte will likely get caught up with the guys behind, and Sven should be able to control it if he's able to do that.
Absolutely, but it doesn't look to be working. The draft and turn 1 of Quinte seems very strong. So I don't think it's going to work out unless he gets a real big gap in these next 2 sectors, Sven. Just looking down the field if there's any battles. People without pitting. Nigel Marshall went into the pits. Matt Richards, Filip Koenig, Michał Gałka, Mihailo Vicentovic, and George Whitehouse.
Whitehouse actually just overtaken Vicentovic there, going into his pit box, as he seemed a bit confused about where to go.
Yep.
Interestingly, Mark Fuller probably actually got quite lucky having to start from the pits there, because he was able to get through cleanly. He's now already up to P19.
Yeah, maybe it was his blessing that he got taken out in the formation lap. Now he's in P19 doing quite well for himself. Quite a bit behind now, but we're looking to get back that time. As at the front, it didn't work out for Sven. Quinte is still in a second. It's close, but he's still in there. But Frank Hemming is really close. There's a tiny lockup from Quinte. Frank Hemming really looking down and breathing down the neck of Quinte.
Yeah, as you say, Quinte is still in that draft, and as long as he could keep that and keep within 1 second, he should be able to defend relatively easily from Hamming. It should all bunch up a bit more. So Leonov goes for a move up the inside of Opportuni. Very good, getting the braking spot on, and he's got that. So he'll be looking to get closer to the cars in front.
And he didn't get the arrest Opportuni, so that he couldn't do a move back. Well played by Leonov, very good move. And puts him into P4 already. He started P8. And obviously because of that incident with, I think 3 cars were involved, so he did gain 3 places, but now moving up the field quite fast.
Yep,
Already.
Just seen Alexander Ragosa make a great move down the S's on David Young, which puts him into P10.
Yeah, great job by him as well. A lot of good moves happening. Still a lot of cars close, but we're gonna have for the first time, a real effect of this DRS down the main straight and the turn or the straight after that. Because it's the first time we're gonna have DRS on the main straight in this race, and I think Frank Hemming is gonna be looking to get a real good run on Quinte here. He's really breathing down his neck.
Yeah, he has caught up very well that lap, so yeah, he'll be looking to put some pressure on Quinte. I suppose it's quite good for Quinte because he's not close to Sven. He can just focus on defending and making sure Frank can't send it up the inside.
Quinte just has DRS. It's not much the gap anymore. Let's see how much big the gap is right now. It's it's still 7 tenths. Okay, it looks bigger, but the draft is so strong, so he can't get close enough. Frank, as down the field, there's a move from Matteo Keersmakers on Leon Bach. That's a very nice move down the inside, just like even Leonov did it, and he gains the position.
Yeah, very clean. No lockups there, so should be right to carry on.
Absolutely, you don't want a flat spot here, because your steering wheel is gonna start vibrating like crazy.
Yeah, it gets quite annoying, especially if you've got a a strong wheel. Not that great to have.
I personally couldn't control mine when I got a flat spot, so
Yeah,
I like how Sven is really just trying to get rid of the slipstream. Every straight, he's just going down the inside, trying to get Quinte out of his slipstream.
Yeah, that's quite important, just to make sure he can keep the gap. He's done very well actually not to have Quinte close in more, considering he's had 3 DRS zones, but Ben seemingly doing well in the twisty bits to keep that gap.
Absolutely. It seems like the draft is too strong from Alessandro. He locks up a lot in that turn, as he's now. Is Frank close enough? I think he is not, again, because Sven is just trying to break the slipstream. It doesn't work out. You can't permanently or keep moving like that, unfortunately. As down the grid, maybe Matteo Kiersmark is looking for another move down the inside of Opportuni. Doesn't break late enough, but maybe if he gets a good exit here, he can prepare a move. So you also keep an eye on the front because it's also very close there. But I don't think a move is going to happen on either side here, unfortunately. For those
this isn't
drivers.
the stage to go for a silly dive bomb yet. Hopefully looking to get into the groove of the race before looking to do any moves like that.
Yeah, if you're Quinte, that's a good point. Do you even want P1 right now?
Right now, probably alright for him to just keep as it is, because with the DRS, like you say, Frank can't really be close enough to make many moves, although he's still looking. Yeah, it could be good for him to just sit back in the DRS, save his tyres a bit, and make sure he stays ahead of Frank, and then maybe look to get the undercut on Sven.
But even if Frank passes him, I don't think it would be too much of a problem. If he saves his tires up and maybe goes for an overcut, even though the overcut isn't very strong, it can work here if the other drivers come in traffic. And especially if you save up your tires a lot. I do think Quinte is saving up his tires quite a bit. He needs to be careful though, because he's very close to getting pushed out of DRS. It was 9/10 last checkpoint, and now Frank's really close to him.
Yeah, Quinte still has it though, just about. But yeah, Frank is very close. But I suppose, yeah, like you say, if they're still all in the top three, the top three seem to be a bit ahead of the rest of the pack. Then yeah, it could still work for him, even if he loses that position to Frank.
Down the field, I think there's going to be a move happening. Leon Bach is going to do a move on Matteo Kiersmakers. He's going to go around the outside. Both have DRS. Will he break later? Not necessarily later, but he's still going to move it out the outside, but he doesn't do it, just barely. Nathan van der Voort is looking very fighty.
Yeah,
very close battles.
Yeah, turn 4 there, it just gets quite a bit off camber on the exit there, so it's a very difficult corner to go around the outside. But that was a good try from Leon, just needs to break a little bit later and should be able to get that one to stick.
You should watch Hamilton's replay from, was it last year? 2019, where Vettel spun?
Yes, but hopefully without the spinning.
Oh yeah, for Matteo Kiersmakers. If Leon is Hamilton, then I'm sure he doesn't mind.
So true.
Oh, there's a back marker there. I thought someone was off, but that's a back marker. Actually, even Leonov is catching up hard, really hard, on Frank Hemming. He's almost already in DRS.
He is,
So
yeah,
maybe
and
he's
got himself a good gap to Opportunity behind and escaped that. So at the moment, a little bit of a no man's land, but we'll be looking to close in on that top 3 and get involved in their battle.
Yeah, absolutely. His lap time right now, compared to the leaders, he did a 34.6. Sven de Vries did a 34.9, so that's 3/10 he won on Sven. And obviously, the leaders are limited by Sven's pace right now, unless they pass him. As there's, oh sorry, we missed it. Leon Buck doing a move on Matteo Kiersmakers, but Matteo Kiersmakers defends him. Completely missed that.
Yeah. Bit of a touch behind Vauban and Tutors trying to go side by side, but they make it through cleanly.
Leon Buck now under pressure from Tom van der Voort. Maybe looking for a move down this hairpin. That would be very optimistic, as he's losing out on time.
Yeah, it's a very tricky corner to go for a move there. You need to make sure you're very close if you want to try that.
Yeah, you don't want to send it down from too far. That's not more than likely not going to end well.
No.
As we have actually 2 DNFs right now. Ben Willis just DNF'd this lap, and so did Kowalski. So that's 2 people out, unfortunately, all involved in lap 1 incidents.
Looking at it, trying to see what happened with Kowalski. He seemed to just lose it on his own out of turn 2, and then maybe he just decided that was the end of his day. Had enough. Be looking to come back for race 2 though and get some points there, hopefully, for him.
Yeah, that would be great for him. It's always beneficial to keep driving here, because every position you gain is a position you will start higher up in race 2.
Yeah, that's very true. And if you're within, is it P6 to P10 in the
Yes.
Supercup for the reverse grid? And the Kiers Makers actually goes up the inside of Opportunity there, but runs a little
Ooh.
bit wide on the exit. Opportunity's able to come back through, and he should get the DRS as well. So
And now Liam Bach.
move from Kiers Makers, and that allows Bok round his outside with the
Again.
DRS, and he does brake later this time,
Ooh, it's gonna be close.
and he does do it. No, still side by
Not
side.
yet. Yeah, he
And
did.
Kiers Makers very smartly decides to back out there. Now he's got Van der Voort right behind him,
Ooh.
who kind of puts his nose in there. Little bit of contact, but that's fair.
Is he gonna stick it? Nope.
No.
Marcus backs out. That's 2 positions lost.
It is, but he did play it quite sensibly. He could have kept his nose in for both of those moves, but that would have likely ended up in
Yep.
them both being wiped out. So lost 2 positions, but he's still in the race, and he still tried to put his own moves back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, it could have been a spin or a crash if he didn't play it smartly. I think his brother Laurent helps him a lot with driving smartly. He knows all about that.
Yeah, Lauren's very good at that kind of thing.
It's actually the Super League brothers right now. Liam Bach and Matteo Keersmaker is both brothers of Super League drivers. Both in Supercup, both just fighting with each other.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if they can get in there at
Oh, a
some
Quinte
point,
is
but
doing
yeah.
a move.
Quinte around the outside of Sven, but wasn't quite able to make it stick.
But now he's got the slipstream. He goes around the outside, brakes later, but not late enough it seems. Can he stick it? No, he cannot.
This is all going to be allowing Leonov to close in though. He's almost in the DRS. It's tantalisingly close for him, but if they keep fighting, then he'll be right in there quite soon. So
Matteo Keersmaker has just lost another position to Rogoza. There was slight contact, but just wheel banging, nothing too out of the ordinary. As he's now in P9, and I think he again he backed out safely instead of risking anything more than a crash.
yeah, and he's got his teammate David Yunt behind him now, so hopefully Yunt won't be going for many aggressive moves like the other guys did.
Rogoza going for a move on the inside now of Tom van der Voort. And he does make it. Very nice move from Rogoza. Gets 2 positions in a couple of corners.
So, oh, that's Pat Marker as well. I just did what you did, getting confused with Pat Markers, but
It's confusing, isn't
Leonov
it?
now is very close. He should be in the DRS, so he'll be hoping to close in and maybe make some of his own moves on them.
Can Quinte now do another move? He's slipstream. He's going out of the slipstream a bit. Sven de Vries defending the inside. There's definitely going to be a move here. Quinte breaks later, but can he stick it to the inside? Yes, he can so far. Would it be contact? Nope, but Sven de Vries still in front, but now there's going to be another big draft zone.
It seems like Quinte didn't get DRS. Sven might have just forgot that he could have it. He didn't seem to open his, but Quinte almost doing the Vettel, like you said.
And we actually have the first pit stop while everything's going mad right now at the front. There's also big battles between David Junt and Tom van der Voort. That just have there's too much to keep up. I don't even know where to look anymore because the first scheduled pit stop just happened as well. I think it's scheduled. Let me just check that, or did he crash? Guess for me, shellac.
Scheduled. Rodrigo Carvalho is now pitting as well on the same lap, so it does seem quite early, but especially as Rodrigo is actually on the medium tyres, so very early pit stop, but maybe there was some issues there.
Maybe he believes in the undercut, or the overcut rather, sorry. No, the undercut. Sorry.
That would be a very strong undercut. The softs likely wouldn't make it to the end from here. That'd be very much
No, I don't think so.
puncture territory. But,
The group at the front, it's now 4.
Yeah, Leonov closed right up. Quinte seems to have lost a little bit time maybe in his battles last lap, but
yeah, Quinte definitely seems to be wanting to get that position, that P1 now from Sven. A lot of locking up from the front runners, actually.
Quinte seems to have got bored of saving the tyres and now he's going for it.
Yeah, it could very well be that he did save his tires. It did seem like it a lot. As there is a move in P13, Pedro Gomez and Lorenzo de Cutis battling it out, and Pedro Gomez getting that position, moving up to P13. Alright, let me ask you something, Josh. If you are evenly enough right now, you're likely have ruined your tires a bit getting to this group. What do you do now? Do you keep pushing, or are you gonna sit back a bit and save, wait for the others to pit, or are you gonna go for the undercut? What will you do?
I think right now, because it's clear that the top three do have good pace, Leonov should push and then get the undercut. Make sure he's as close as he is as possible to the top three, and let's get that undercut to maybe jump Frank, maybe even Quinte, depending on how powerful it is and how long the others stay out for. Depends how long he believes the medium can survive for, because obviously right now it might be a little bit early, but
Yeah, I agree.
because it seems right now on pure pace, top three are very quick, and he might not be able to beat them on that if he's on the exact same strategy. So it could be his best chance here of getting a podium.
Sorry to interrupt you, but there is a fight going on for P9 and also for P7.
Also,
Matteo
Quinte
Keersmakers.
inside again. Oh, they touch a little bit because Sven locks up. So,
There's fights everywhere.
too
Matteo
much going on.
Keersmakers just burnt past Rogoza, but he shoots the corner a bit, and now Rogoza tries to go back, but can't do it.
Quintai going around the outside of Sven. He keeps it a little bit, but no, he runs wide onto the curb and loses a bit of speed there. So Sven still keeping on to a lead, but it's getting very feisty now. I'm sure Quintai is getting a little bit bored of seeing Sven's rear end.
I wouldn't get bored of seeing Sven's rear end. I think it's very enjoyable.
I've seen it myself, so I wouldn't know, but...
I'll send you a picture.
Okay, nice. So it's all allowing Leonov though to, like I say, keep with them, and he's definitely in undercut territory now. But so it depends on how long he thinks the mediums can last.
I don't know where to look, because there's in P1 there's a big battle, which is obviously the most important one, but in P7, for P7, there's also a huge battle between 4 cars happening.
So it's a big old crossfire sandwich, that, isn't it? Yunt at the back, Keersmakers at the front.
Yeah.
Maybe Mateo's wanting to help out David, you never know.
Who knows?
Meadow Clont actually is very close to Bullborn as well.
And the first pitter of the front runners is even Leonov.
Yeah, like I say, he's could be trying that undercut, going on the mediums, and hopefully getting out clear air, getting a good outlap, and seeing if he can gain any positions from it.
And with him are Ragoza, Junt, and Walborn. So this is going to be probably setting everything in motion. I think Quinte's still fighting for Sven with Sven de Vries, but he still can't get past him. Sven has all that experience built up. It's not easy to battle him. He knows where to put his car exactly. And it's probably going to set everything in motion, I would say. I don't think... Ooh, Quinte, big moment. Now maybe actually Frank Hemming can get a move in. But I don't think turn 10 is the place to do that. But
no, if you mess up turn 10, that's going to be a quite big accident. Quinte loses it again though on the exit.
His tires seem to be up. I wouldn't be surprised to see all 3 of them pitting this lap. Because of even Leonov.
I think they need to if they want to minimise risk. I mean, Sven should be fine. But the other 2 could be close, especially with them battling and making mistakes this lap. Could lose them quite a bit of time to even.
Quinte surely is gonna pit. Sven isn't gonna pit. I think Quinte and Hemming are gonna pit. Quinte can't even take turn, I think it's 11, full throttle anymore, which is a sign that you need to pit. And he does.
Sven stays out, Quinte pits, but Hemming stays out as well.
Yeah, Hemming does stay out.
Yeah.
So let's see where even Leonov's come compared to Quinte. That's gonna be the interesting thing. Will even Leonov get the position? He's now on the straight before the main straight. It's gonna be very close, I reckon.
Quinte just gets out in a clean gap in the pit lane, because there's a lot of other people coming in now, but...
Well, it's gonna be really close. This is Gonna be so close. He's coming out of the pit now, and he does keep the position. So
Does
evenly
he actually?
enough.
Oh, he locks up coming out of it though, which won't be good on his brand new fresh tyres. But he seemed to actually gain there the pits, and maybe the undercut not quite as powerful as it seemed. Unless
I'm just gonna
Ivan
check.
maybe got caught up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check if he did get into trafficly enough.
Seemed to have a good gap going into that final corner, so
Yeah, he had a big gap. That was
Yeah.
not it.
maybe say undercut not working as well as he maybe hoped.
Very true. But maybe Quinte can make up time on Frank Hemming and Sven de Vries.
That's true. The longer they stay out, the more worn their tyres will be. So the more the undercut will help internally enough. So
I want to
just
point
see.
out, on P6, Garrett de Vries currently. Great
Yeah.
stuff by him. He didn't pit yet. He's on the mediums. He started on those tires. He actually did. He was a teammate of. Who was that? Let me fact check that.
It's George White teammates with, isn't it?
Was it George Whitehouse? Yes.
Yeah.
At Calamity. And then Sven de Vries is now in the pits together with Frank Hemming and Menno Klont a bit further back. So now it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
Will they
Opportunity
come in
stays
front?
out and takes the lead. So does Dabrowski, P2.
I think it's looking like he can takes this. I think he does have this.
He does. He's
Oh,
got
it's
DRS
close.
as well, so he'll be getting a bunch
He's
there.
so close. No, he does have it unless Sven de
He
Vries
has
breaks
it.
really late. But he doesn't. Quinte undercuts. And even Leonov also gets past Frank Hemming. They're now battling out of the pits. Frank Hemming, will he have DRS? I don't think he will. Oh, he will. Okay, so, but both even Leonov and Frank Hemming do. So let's see if Frank Hemming gets this move done. Breaks a bit later, but not late enough. So the undercut does work. Even Leonov gets Frank Hemming, but most importantly, Quinte gets Sven de Vries. But now it's Sven de Vries who's going to enjoy this nice draft plus DRS.
Yeah, and he'll have see 1 lap fresher tyres, which shouldn't make a huge difference, but it's still any advantage Sven can get to reclaim this lead.
Yeah, absolutely. It's can be quite crucial, especially towards the end of the race. Let's see if Opportuni pits this lap. It was either Quinte or Opportuni who did a very long stint in the first race last race.
But looks at this, it's opportunities not
Oh.
pitting this lap either. Going 16 laps on the softs. That's they've got to be screaming out by now for a pit stop.
His lap times are still decent if you compare last lap time to Sven de Vries. He's still doing equal lap times to Sven 2 laps ago. Even faster, actually. So the tires still seem to be alive, but you need to think, as Quinte is actually, there's going to be a move like from Sven de Vries. He's really close to Quinte and has the draft, has the slipstream. That's the same thing. I mean, draft and DRS, but he's hitting the limiter. And he can't do it here, as even Leonov and Frank Hemming are also side by side. Frank Hemming are on the outside, but even Leonov keeps
Very
it in
close
there.
with a twitch there from Frank, but yeah, keeps it. Sven is going to make a move at turn 4, probably too far back. Yeah.
It seems
Locked
to me
it
like
behind.
Sven does have his limiter on too early.
Yeah, clearly planning on just leading for the entire race and not having to do any overtaking.
That could bite him in the butt.
It could. Quinte, all he has to do is keep a decent gap and he should easily keep it down the straights. So he'll have to be putting in the extra work through the corner to make up for that.
Oh, Sven de Vries on the inside, but he almost touches Quinte. But the problem here is that they're going to lose time to even Leonov, who's now quite far out of the DRS range, about 7/10. So if they keep fighting, they're going to be a group of four again, which they probably don't want at the front.
No, I'm sure Sven and Quinte want to be able to just work together to keep the gap, but Leonov showed in his first stint that he's pretty good at closing in on the front too, so see if
Absolutely.
he does it again. Opportuni actually stays out again for another
Yep.
lap, as Dabrowski in P2 pits on his medium, so...
Look at Sven now. He's definitely going to try again, but I think he's further away than last time. Even Leonov and Frank Hemming also in a battle. Look, he hits his limiter on 304, and that's the same as Quinte without anything. But now even Leonov is going... No, sorry, Hemming is going on the outside again of even Leonov. But he doesn't make it work.
Sven is
That's-
much closer this time up to the next straight. Shouldn't hit him
Ooh.
too. Going up the inside, that was very tight, but very good from Sven to go for that. It's much easier than going around the outside, and he seems to have it. So,
Great move.
yeah, it's a very good move, and I guess
Ooh.
smart of him to notice that there was still room. A little
Smith-
bit on the curb there, but
I've seen him do that quite often, actually. It's maybe like the third time in this race already. If you hit that curb too hard, you're gonna do a Hamilton 2007, which you don't want.
yeah, that's quite a dangerous curb. It's very slippery, so yeah, don't want to do it too much. Don't want to risk it too much. But he's got the lead. He seems to have already got a decent gap to Quinte, so be looking to do a repeat of what he did in stint 1, just managing the gap.
Interestingly enough, Opportunity driving the same pace as Sven is right now, and he's pitting now. I don't think he's gonna come in front, but I think he's gonna come out in P6. I think the pit delta is around 24 seconds ish, so that will put him right behind Frank Hemming, just outside of DRS, and in front of Leon Bach. Let's see if that prediction is true.
Yeah, it could be great from Opportunity actually, because like you say, his pace was still good on those warm softs, and he'll have much fresher mediums than the others. Frank goes round the outside of Leonov again. See if he can make it worth his time. He seems to have a bigger gap now.
Ooh, Leonov!
Very close, but there we go. Frank's got it. So
And Leon
Opportunity
Bach?
comes out side by side with Leon Bach.
Oh
Ooh,
no!
A little bit of contact there. That was a little bit feisty there, but
Oh, Frank Hemming spinning! Oh, half spinning, he saves it! But even Leonov is around the inside now, and he's gonna lose the position again. That was a very nice save. It raised my heart to a high beat per minute.
yeah, it's not quite what you want to do after just getting that position back, but you'll have to try again next lap to get that P3. Really wants that podium.
Yeah, he really does. And Opportunity coming back right behind Leon Bach. He was in front, but Leon Bach sticked it around the outside and held it in turn 1. So now he's 6 seconds from the leader's Opportunity, and he has fresher tires, but 11 laps to ruin these tires is quite long, as actually Quinte is outside of DRS right now of Sven de Vries.
Yeah, so don't know if Quinte made a mistake or Sven just had a really good sector, but it's exactly what Sven would want. It looks like Leonov and Hamming might stop each other from closing in, maybe, but as long as Quinte stays out of DRS, then should be happy where he is.
Frank Hemming going for another move now, has DRS very fast. And he's going on the outside.
Much lower wings as well as DRS. Quite as far ahead this time, but maybe because of the switchback, Leonov loses it a little bit, but Leonov should have
now.
DRS himself now. Look at that, Frank is still closing in even without the DRS. Going around the outside.
Ooh.
Very close. Keeps it.
He's gonna stick
still.
it.
Wow, it's amazing racing there. It's very easy to get it wrong through there, but that was an amazing move from Frank, going through the S's there.
Oh, not again.
Almost throwing it away immediately, just like last time, but
That was amazing racing from the both of them. Even Leonov also well there to very cleanly defend and almost keep the position. Unfortunately for him, it was meant to be.
yeah, it was great racing, but does seem to have allowed Bach an opportunity to close in a little bit. They'll be looking to get in the DRS very soon as well. With Opportunity obviously looking to use his fresher tyres to maybe close in on the top 4.
Yeah, Opportunity is very interesting. He still seems to be very careful on the tires. If I was him, I would do 11 quali laps and crash likely, but I would at least try. He has a lot of tires to it. So I don't think he can do anything that's going to make those tires die. So feel free to live out. Let's see if he also has his rev limiter on a higher number than Sven de Vries does, as he's coming down Leon Bach's inside now. He has a lot of top speed.
Much higher, yeah. He's it's really worked well for him there. He's easily got that move done. So now, like I say, he'll be looking to put in a few quali laps to close in on the cars in front.
Interestingly, Sven's rev limiter is on 304 kilometers per hour. Compare that to Opicini, who has more than 320.
That's a big old gap, isn't it? So
That is very big. I have a
interesting if
feeling that Pescara came very prepared for both races so far. Like they know what they're doing. Seems like it.
yeah, it's been a very good showing from them. Quinte, I mean, he's now not necessarily dropping back, but he's not close enough to fight. But if he has the same rev limiter as Opportunity, it could work well for him later in the race. Big look up there, but that was actually from a back marker. Carvalho.
Baited again.
I was a bit worried about Hamming there, but no, it's not him. Another big lock up there from Rodrigo.
Oh, the back marker just almost got into the way of Frank Hemming, but he's fine.
Yeah, it was a little bit messy. This could actually give Leonov some DRS. Oh no, Carvalho braking just in time to not give Leonov the DRS.
It's unlucky for him.
Interesting actually that Frank did pull out quite a big gap there on Leonov, who's now under attack from Opportunity with that big rev limit.
Oh my god!
That was a bit. Oh, that was a bit.
What a
Contact
touch.
there. That was an interesting choice to go up the inside there after the gap had already closed, but
That's big balls. I like it.
very, very big balls. Interesting to see if that's classed as being off track to overtake, but that's up for DC to decide, I guess.
I mean, I wouldn't give a penalty for this, but who am I?
No, you wouldn't want to give a penalty for that. It was a nice looking move, but
Very nice to the eye. I like that one.
did well not to lose it at all there, because there was a little bit of contact in the braking zone, which is yeah, could be tricky to handle, but we've all made it through, as Leon Bock will now be looking to put a move on Leonov, who doesn't seem to have the pace in this stint too, as he did in the first stint.
I think further back as well, there's an interesting battle for P9. Menno Klant looking very... I always say Menno Klant, even though I'm Dutch and I can actually say his name right. Menno Klant. I don't know, I'm just talking English and I just say Klant. Anyway, he's looking very fighty with Tom van der Voort in front of him. He seems to be quite a bit faster, and same for Pedro Gomez. So let's see if they can do anything on this main straight that's coming up.
Interestingly, the two crossfires are now right on, or right next to each other on track, P7 and P8. Be interested to see if they can close in on the cars in front.
Pedro Gomez has a limiter on 298, which is the lowest I've seen so far. Which
Yeah,
is not going to do him good.
No, I'm surprised he isn't maxing that out, even just driving on his own. It's like a bit more interesting stuff from the back marker there. Let's hope he doesn't get too much in the way of any one of these people at the front having a nice battle. But
Oh, Woburn actually DNF'd a while ago. We completely missed that. He was running quite high up. He went to the pits in P9, or sorry, lap 9, not P9. And very early, and now he DNF'd 5 laps ago. We missed that. I'm just gonna look what happened.
oh well, yeah, I didn't notice that at all. There's too much going on this race to keep up. Think of that. You got Menno right on the back of Van der Voort, going down the straight here. Let's see if he goes for a move. It's not a normal overtaking spot, but you can get it done if you're close enough, but not quite this lap. Menno will be looking to be very close coming out the final corner and getting it down the main straight.
Oh no, I know what happened to Woburn. Turn 11, he lagged out, and Kasper Michalak was a victim of his lag, and they got into each other and they both crashed. Especially for Michalak, who's still in P14. Very respectable after what just happened.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for them both.
Yep, that's the end of the race for Woburn.
Let's see, we'll go Menno going around the outside, turn 1, 310 is his limiter, so he can at least make some moves with that. Not quite this one though.
No, and he's under pressure from Pedro now, but I don't think he's going to do much, because he just doesn't have the top speed.
No. It's a bit of an oversight there, maybe, from the Multiforce guys. But
Yeah, very unfortunate. Opportunity, let's look at his lap time, 34.7 compared to Sven de Vries' 35.2. Interestingly enough, Sven did a very fast lap at the start to pull away from Quinte's DRS. But now Quinte is reeling him in again, lap by lap, and it's almost in DRS range again.
Yeah, maybe Sven pushed a little bit too hard at the start, and his tyres might be letting up already. But as we saw in the first stint, even if Quinte gets the DRS, it's still quite difficult to actually make moves. And Sven showed he was very good at defending. So
Yeah, absolutely. It was.
be in for another great fight between them.
I'm taking notes with Sven's defending.
Yeah, maybe it can help you out. Although it seems like you don't seem to be defending much anyway. So.
Oh, I like that. I like that statement.
Yeah.
Oh, even Leon. Oh no, I thought it was gonna go to the pits. That was very interesting. But Leon Buck is going for an attack now on even Leonov. That's why I was going down the inside to get rid of the slipstream. And Leon Buck brakes very late, but so does even Leonov. He outbrakes himself and they touch very slightly on the wheels. And that's not gonna be good for the car. Very easy to get damaged this year. But that seems to be that attack done. Another attack down at P9, P10. Maybe Menno Klant going for Tom Vandervoort, but I don't think there's enough asphalt here to do anything. But a very nice fight. And if Pedro Gomez wants to get involved, he's probably going to have to do it in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, Gomez seems to be dropping back slightly, so... and yeah, with his lack of straight line speed, it will be very difficult for him to make any moves. Menno looks more in the hot seat, trying to try and get past Tom Vandervoort.
We missed something that happened. Alexander Ragosa fell back quite a bit, and I don't know what happened, but he's now in P16, and he was in P7 at the first pit stops. So I'm just trying to find out what happened. I'm seeing now on track he lost a lot of positions, but I don't see anything in particular like a spin or something.
Maybe technical difficulties, or it could just be... Yeah, I don't know, it's difficult to know.
Could be anything.
Could be, yeah. Oof. That's very close there between Leon Bock and a back marker rejoining from the final corner. Who also gave Leonov DRS, so Leon maybe not quite liking what he did there, but...
It's always annoying when you're fighting someone and then someone gets DRS in front of you because of a back marker. As Leon Buck now definitely going for a move. As he's going on the outside of even Leonov, driving a very strong second stint here, Leon Buck. Oh, gets...
slides a little bit, but Leonov runs wide.
It's wheel banging.
A lot of contact there.
Still wheel banging. Oh my god.
Cover going straight, and Leon Buck, after all that, manages to get the move done.
How did they not spin?
Yeah, that was, I thought they were going around. That happened in the former challenge race a few times there, where a tiny bit of contact sends them both spinning, but they managed to keep each other going in a straight line.
Ooh, talking about spinning, Mathieu Keersmakers just outbrakes himself a bit, or spins at least. And a half spin, doesn't lose much except for probably like 20% of his tires. In turn 10 right there. And at the front, Quinte in DRS range of Sven de Vries has been for like a lap now. So I think it's very likely we're going to be able to see a move here as he's closing in and closing in. His DRS is helping so much.
Yeah, and again it'll be...
Oh, P11. Pedro Gomez going for a Menno Klant. He's actually letting him by now, Menno Klant. He's braking. Oh, Menno Klant breaks himself. Uh-oh.
Is that potentially a brake failure, maybe? It looked a bit more than just missing your braking point.
That looked weird, but let's see. He has a flat spot. Look at his steering wheel. That's not good. But yeah, let's look at this corner. Does he have a braking failure? We'll find out now. Yes.
Yes, definitely. It's uneven braking there. Not sure which one that is, but fortunate. Maybe just running his brakes a little bit too hot. And clearly biting him there.
Surely you have to be worried for Frank Hemming now. They're teammates. They're likely running the same setup. So you have to start thinking Menno Klant is not one of the drivers to be aggressive on the brakes. Oh, talking about Frank Hemming almost half spinning also. So it's close for Frank Hemming.
Yeah, it's very true. Be interested to see if Menno can still keep it in the points. He's got a pretty big gap to Andrzejewski in 15, so
Would
hopefully
it
he
be
can
smart?
keep it up. But with now more pressure going on his other brakes, it's likely that you could see them failing as well, which definitely wouldn't be good for the car.
Yeah, you mostly put the same settings on the front in terms of your brake disc, so I think it's likely the other one's gonna fill soon as well. Rear's probably fine, but this is if you take someone out driving like this, I don't think it will be something for Menno to do. But it's
No.
maybe it's better to just pull into the pits. But again, I don't think Menno will because obviously, if he retires now, he's gonna start around P24, not 5. As there's actually a battle going on with Ivan Leonov and David Junt. Ivan Leonov defending from David Junt here, who's
Yeah,
now going
Leonov
for
seems to have
DRS.
dropped off a little bit on these medium tyres. Just doesn't seem to have the pace he did in the first stint. So it was looking
Ooh.
great for him, catching up to the top 3, but now dropping back a little bit. Leon Bock has pulled away quite a bit after that, so
In contrast
hopefully
to
he doesn't
Ivan,
drop too much.
Leon has done a very good stint on this medium tire.
He has, yeah. Been very good on pace.
Opportunity.
Quinte,
Sorry,
yeah,
go on.
I was just going to say, Quinte doesn't seem to be able to get quite as close as he was in the first stint. Sven, he's in the DRS, but doesn't seem to be able to do anything. Again, Sven looking good through the corners to keep him at bay.
Yeah, it's not, it was A10s, and I was getting worried for Sven, but it's not evolving too much more than A10s, and he's even out of DRS right now, or
Yeah.
just barely in. It depends on the last sector. But it looks like Sven is gonna win this unless something crazy happens. But you never know what happens in racing. So let's see if he can stick it to P1. P6
Yeah,
though, I think it's gonna be an attack from David Junt.
yeah, he's looking much quicker than Leonov at the moment. It'll be only a few laps left, so he'll be looking to get it done soon.
And there he goes, slipstreaming, going around the outside. Can he brake later? Even Leonov brakes very, very late, but makes the corner. No, no
Not quite
undercut
enough room for
possible.
a switchback there.
Switchback rather, yes. And now he's going around the outside. DRS helping him a bit, but it's hard to go around the outside as shown earlier. Ooh, a bit
Oh,
of touching.
touch again.
This is the
Leonov
last
needs...
lap, so
Oh, it is,
has to
sorry,
make
my
it.
mistake.
It is the last lap, right? Yeah.
Yes, it is, yeah.
No, it's not.
So,
There's 2 more laps to go. I've been baited.
oh, keep getting confused with the way Arfat to show things.
Yeah, me too.
Menno seems to actually be losing a lot of time. Might have just lost more brakes, so got Andrzejewski right on the back of him. So be interested to see if he could still keep in the points. He runs wide.
And correction, it is actually the last lap. I was looking at the back marker, so again, my bad here. It is the last lap. I'm also always confused with how Airfactor shows it. But Quinte comes very close, but it's not enough. Sven de Vries goes across the finish line here and wins race 1 of Supercup with Quinte coming second. Very good drive from both of them. Frank Hemming's brakes do survive. Comes in third, Opportunity in fourth. And David Junt further back can't make the move, which makes Liam Buck on fifth. Sixth is Ivan Leonov. And David Junt seventh. Matteo Kersmakers, Tom van der Voort, and Pedro Gomez will finish around the top 10. Great drives from them. Even Leonov especially going to be so happy after what happened last time in Melbourne. Didn't have a great race, but he came in without knowing he had to race until very shortly before the race.
Yeah, we've got Cardas right in the back of Andrzejewski here. Probably not just enough time there to get the move done, but that's the first point for Gallery 82, GPVWC Supercup. So it's a decent showing from them.
Yeah, absolutely. Menno Klant finishes in P17 with no brakes. It's not going to be a horrible qualifying position. Not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, he
But
did quite well to actually even get that to the finish. Like I say, he probably lost even more brakes in those last few laps. So good on him to get to the finish without seemingly causing issues for other drivers. So it will give him a better starting position than otherwise if he had retired. Sorry.
The worst part is, I think he practiced a lot, so he's not going to be happy with himself. I know that for sure.
Clearly not enough long runs then.
No, didn't calculate his brakes properly, or maybe just did runs in clean air and didn't do them in dirty air, which will also hamper your brake temperatures.
It
It
will,
was a
definitely.
very interesting race we had.
It was, yeah. It was a very nice fight at the front, but Sven, uh, lost it a little bit during the middle of the race, but managed to get the lead back and keep it quite strongly from Quinte at the end there. As it is still the same top three as it was in qualifying, just muddled about a little bit. So all three of them doing really well this race. They had great pace. Opportunity, sorry, on his I guess alternate strategy, did really well to get it up to P4.
Yeah, very interesting strategy. Pitting so late, pitting lap 18, which is way more than half of the distance on the more tire wear tire. That was a nice sentence.
Yeah, it's a good
Nice.
way to put it. It will be interesting as well to see what that means for race two, because opportunity, keep almost saying opportunity.
Opportunity. Yeah, I see why.
Opportunity maybe looking to take the opportunity to run all of race two on the soft tyres, when seemingly the
Yeah.
other drivers maybe not quite having the tyre life in them to do that.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. I can definitely see him going for those softs for sure. Um, but I don't think I think a lot of people could have gone further if they wanted to on the softs, but just maybe didn't up to because obviously the race is 28 laps, so there's no need to. You're just losing time if you do. You can just push harder than you normally would. But it's going to be
True as
definitely
well.
interesting to see. I think Opportunity is 100% that he's going to go on the softs.
Yeah, he seemed to still have great pace even at the end of his stint there, so he should be fine. The others will have to make the choice between taking softs and having to look after them a little bit, or going on mediums and being able to push flat out. So, be interested to see what they decide on.
Yeah, I'm very, very intrigued to see it. We're going to be back in about 5 minutes, so stay tuned for race two, which is going to be happening very soon, and we'll see you then. Welcome back to the second race of the Bahrain Grand Prix here at Supercup. First race was won by Sven de Vries, who's going to be starting from P8 as the reverse grid number is 8, which means, if I'm correct, Matteo Kiersmakers will start from pole, Josh.
Yeah, Mateo on pole. So it's actually Mateo on pole and then Yunt P2. So it's a front row lockout for Crossfire for race 2. So I'm sure David will be happy with that. Probably commenting in the chat about it now. So be interesting to see what they can do if they can hold on to that. Got Leonov P3. So hopefully he would have better pace this race than he seemed to have at the end of last race and make some moves there.
Yeah, that would be really nice to see. As we just have some small drama, we found out why Yennis did have that lag moment. He had a blue screen on his computer, and he just rejoined. People said he was not gonna make it, but right after that he joined. So some fake news being spread, but he's back for race 2. Unfortunate that his PC decided to give him a blue screen.
Yeah, it's not going great for the Razor team, is it? Rodrigo, see,
No,
not been able to do round 1 due to computer issues, so hopefully they can both make it through this race without their computer dying.
they're a bit cursed, are they? Well, they did win, and they're still officially in front in P1 in this championship. But actually, are they? Is Racer
Uh,
in P1? I'm gonna check. No, I lied. Crossfires in P1. I'm very sorry, David. It's actually not even close. They're in the
you're spreading
13
your own
points in the
fake
lead.
news now, aren't you?
Sorry?
You're spreading your own fake news now, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't really want David to be first, so
That's fair enough.
don't tell him though. Are we live yet?
No, this is all between us, so it's fine.
Okay, cool. So here we are then. I'm going to the race. I'm very interested to see who's going to do what on what tire. First two guys, Michel Gauka and Matt Richards, seem to be on um, mediums and soft respectively. So Michael Gauka is on the mediums. I think we're going to see a lot of mixed strategies.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I was saying at the end of race 1, it could be right on the edge of soft or medium, depending on how much you want to push, um, and how good you are in general on tyre wear. Opportunity in P5 and likely on softs could be in a good position here if the cars behind are having to go on mediums.
A lot of people. The only one on soft so far is Matt Richards, who seems to be confident. Everyone going out on the medium tires. Literally everyone. Quinte does go on the soft, which we expected. So does Opportuni, also obviously expected. Buck on soft on medium, sorry. Leonov on mediums. Junt on mediums. Kersmarks on mediums. As we're up for the formation lap.
Yeah, so run through the grid. Like we said, top 8 reverse. So Pierce Makers on pole with David Young beside him on P2, cross-side teammate. Leonov P3, Leon Bock P4 after a very good showing in race 1. Opportunity P5 again, first on the soft tyres, so be looking to get in with the fight for the lead potentially. Frank Hemming P6, Alessandro Quinte P7, Sven de Vries P8 after a very good race 1 from him. Tom van der Voort P9, Joe Gomez P10, Tez Dabrowski P11, Lorenzo Tkutis P12, Kasper Michlak P13, Pavel Andrzejowski P14, Damien Kardash P15, rounding out the points, or what will be the point scorers. You've got Gerrit de Vries P16, Mano Klont after his brake failure in race 1 starts P17. Hopefully won't be having that this race. Nigel Marshall P18, Alexander Ragosa P19, Matt Richards P20 on soft tyres by the looks of it. Mikhail Galka P21, Mark Fuller P22, Rodrigo Carvalho P23, George Whitehouse P24, Janis Orban P25. He'll be, I guess, hoping to fight through the grid after an unfortunate end to race 1. Philip Koenig P26, Mihail Vicentievich P27, Jakub Kowalski P28, and Ben Willis round out the group in P29.
Can I just say that Nigel Marshall sounds suspiciously like Nigel Mansell.
It does. I don't know if he has a big old moustache though, so
Well,
can't
no one
quite
has
verify
no one has such a glorious moustache as Nigel Mansell. So, well,
that.
maybe Casey Carey actually.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see that 99% seems to go for the mediums, and only, again, I think, Pescara going for those soft tires to get the width. I think the only other one is Matt Richards on P20.
Yeah. Looks like, yeah, apart from that, everyone on the medium, so clearly not thinking the softs can make it. So, you never know, by the end of the race, it could be close between them all. Leonov seems to be really out of position on his grid spot there. Don't know if the game will
Oh,
be allowing that or not, but that is definitely not within the white lines.
if the game counts it, it's legal.
Yeah.
Very
In-
interesting.
Interested to
He's
see if the DC don't think that way, but
It's very interesting grid spot. Let's see if the game registers it and the lights will go out. Hopefully soon enough. If not, he's gonna get pushed back into his grid anyway. But it's fine. We're going away. It's 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're on the way again for the second race here. It's a good start from Mathieu Keersmakers. Even Leonov has a better start than David John. He's going around the outside. Leon Bach has an even better start than the both of them. And now there's 3 wide. Even Leonov breaking really late. Going for P1. He touches. Oh, he touches Matteo, but it ends up just fine as there's a crash in the back.
crash behind. Yeah.
Oh no, Menno
All
Klant
people
involved.
involved.
Mark Philip Koenig is not involved. Carvalho is. Kowalski is involved. Matt Richards is involved. Nigel Marshall. I think he just got out just fine, but well, he did spin. I don't know if he has damage.
It's like Opportuni must have got caught up in something. He's dropped all the way down to P13, so maybe not being able to take advantage of the sauce as much as he would like. Going around Tom van der Voort, who's lost his front wing and hits him a little bit.
Opportuni is, yeah, he fell down. Let's see what happened there. He fell down quite a lot on the grid here. Oh, he got spun around. Oh, he got forced onto the curbs by Frank Hemming, who also spun. Or actually, he didn't spin. He got a half spin. And how Opportuni has heavy damage. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
still
not nice.
a bit off, so a bit of a shame for him because he was looking good for this race, being on the soft tyres. But hopefully now he could just keep it and score some solid points for the team. At the front, Leon Bock had a great start, so he's getting into almost in the lead by turn 1, but settling for P2. Leonov, after being in a interesting position for the start, keeps
David
it to
Junt.
4.
David Junt going for a move here on the inside. Can he regulate them Bach? Yes, he can. But it's not bad to have the outside here. They touch a little bit, but David John is sufficiently in front and gets the position. Now can Leonov attack Leon Bach as he's getting the draft? I don't think he will be close enough. And behind Quinte and Frank Hemming are added as well. I think Frank Hemming is the luckiest one out of everyone. He got spun around by Opportuni. I don't think it was Opportuni's fault at all. He got forced to the curbs. But Frank Hemming did a half spin and, well, not even a half spin. The stage before a half spin and made it out.
Isn't that called a drift?
Yeah, a nice little drift, I guess.
Just showing off for the cameras. But
It was very, very nice drift, so he's allowed to show off.
Quintai with a big lock up into P10, turn 10, sorry, which won't do his soft any good. It's still very close to the whole top 7, really. Sven still right on the back of them.
Yep, and another guy with damage is Menno Klant. His wheel was not as diagonal as Opportuni's, but it's getting close. So both Opportuni and Menno Klant in P14 and 15 have big damage.
Yeah, it's a shame for them because, like I said, it would have been good to see what Opportunity could do if he was at the front, but still looking to get some good points. Obviously, no DRS still this down the main straight, but they'll be getting it up to turn 4. Cheersmaker's still just with Yunt still in his DRS, which could help Yunt defend from Leon Bock.
Leonov very aggressively in turn 2. Really pushing the limits there. It's unfortunate that we have only Quinte really left in this race on the softs, as Matt Richards did DNF in that lap 1 incident, unfortunately, and obviously Opportuni fell back a lot to P14.
Yeah, like I said, that is a shame because it would have been very interesting to see how the different strategies work out, especially with Opportuni seemingly being the best at running the softs. But see what Quinte could do. He's not actually all that close to the guys in front, still in DRS, but not necessarily with as much pace as you would expect being on the softs.
Yeah, you're right. With DRS coming this lap, maybe he can close up to Frank Hemming. Just to give everyone a little note, if you're not sure the rules for this series, race 1, obviously, there's a mandatory pit stop. You need to use both tires compounds, which are the soft and the mediums. Well, and then it's 28 laps, so it's a feature race and a sprint race. And this race, the sprint race, has no required pit stops, and you can use whatever tire you want, however many times. But more often than not, almost 99% of the time, no one pits in this race.
Yeah, interestingly, Ragazza just decided to call it a day there. Just drove into pit lane and decided to retire the car. So clearly, not a good start for him, and just decided that it wasn't worth keeping on running.
Yeah, very unfortunate because Ragazza did really well in the early stages of race 1, but also ran into issues there. Still not sure what actually happened, but unfortunately, no points for him. Shame.
Yeah, it is. The top 7, they seem to be all a bit ebbing and flowing. Frank, don't think had DRS going up to turn 4, but he's now close right back up to Leonov. So maybe Matteo and at the front holding everyone up a little bit, allowing them to stay close. But it's working well for the 2 Crossfire cars at the moment.
Interestingly, also we noted that Quinte is far back, but he obviously has to manage his tires compared to everyone else.
That is true, but even with looking after his tyres, he'll likely still have worse tyre wear at the end of the race to the medium guys. So really his strategy should maybe be to push now and get a good gap, but is he not able to do that for the moment?
I think it may be interesting point where you have a soft on low wear and a medium on low worse. I think you'd rather be on the soft still, even if the soft's a bit worse.
True, although he did actually lose DRS there and almost bit him there, Sven going up the inside, but just outbraking himself a little bit as Conte still without DRS. So he'll still be looking to catch back up to the top 5 and get back into their fight.
Yeah, Sven can afford to make those lockups, but Quinte definitely can't.
Yeah.
If he makes a lockup like that, then his tires are never gonna last the end. But I'm liking the different strategy here. Very cool. It's always nice to see instead of everyone doing the same thing. Ooh, Walborn is lagging a bit around, which I hope his screen for his PC is not gonna give him another blue screen. That would really suck for him, as Opportuni getting already overtaken by Menno Klant. And now Michael Galka in P16 is breathing down his neck.
Yeah, the damage obviously won't be doing good for his pace, but also it won't be helping his tyre wear at all when on the soft. He really needs to be looking after that. So
no, he already spun, so that's going to be a lot of wear gone.
Exactly, yeah. So maybe not being able to score points because of just how worn the size will already be. Galka will be looking to get a second point for Gallery 82. The front, still no changes, but again, they're all still very close. Kuntai seems to be back in the DRS range, which was good for him.
Yeah, he just got it. There's a big DRS train until P8. Lorenzo the Cutis does not have DRS.
But he's got Pedro Gomez behind, who, as we saw in race 1, he still hasn't upped his gear ratios for race 2, interestingly. Which, I don't know, that's maybe
P1.
not the right decision, but...
David John's going for a move on Matteo Kersmakers. I can't imagine Leon Buck going down the inside though, but I don't think he got enough exit speed there to make it. David Johns and Matteo Kersmakers fighting. Losing a position is Kersmakers, and Obviously, their teammates, they're not going to be betting to the death as even Leonov goes down the inside of Bok. The battle of race 1 returns. Frank Hemming also around the outside looking. Ooh, and Leonov contacts. Contact with Frank Hemming it was. And now more contact.
On the exit. Still able to survive it, but that means Quintai is able to get past Frank Hemming and maybe looking on Leonov as well. Going on the inside.
The teammates, and they're not touching, just barely.
Oh yeah, that's Sven, sorry, not Quintai. Will you look to go around the outside here? It's a very good move if you can do it. Not quite.
Oh, Leonov! He almost spun, and now Sven de Vries and Quinte down the inside of the both of them. Can he make this move? This would be amazing. He's gonna have the arrest, Quinte. So he's gonna make the move on Sven stick, question mark. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Frank Hemming down the inside now again on Sven de Vries. And Quinte has the arrest. He's gonna be looking down the inside of Ivan Leonov, coming down very fast. His draft is strong, and he's going around the outside. He's gonna be in front of him before the braking zone, but can Ivan Leonov outbrake Quinte? Yes, he can, and actually makes the corner just fine.
Yeah, and Frank Hemming. That was going on as well. Leon Bock got past Makers down the straight, so maybe the swap not working out quite as well for the crossfire boys.
Oh, Sven de Vries on the outside of Quinte. There's a big battle going on. Quinte taking the inside of Ivan Leonov.
But Quinte making it through.
He got him. Wow.
As interestingly, how Frank Hammond actually lost a lot of time. Oh, that's unfortunate for the two satellite. You don't want that happening.
I do have to admit, they don't seem to act like teammates right now. They're defending really hard against each other and even hitting each other. So
yeah, they don't seem to be working too well together. Maybe the crossfire guys not doing that. I imagine they're in the same chat with each other, so clearly they decided as a team to do it, but it's not seemingly worked out for them, as Makers might even lose DRS to Bok.
Yeah, Bok and John.
Leonov loses it on the exit of the second to last corner, loses his front wing, so
oh no,
not gone well for and his rear wing actually, so he's going to have to box and will be out of the points with that, I imagine.
Oh, he went off the track and just kept it full throttle.
Yeah, losing it on the AstroTurf there, which is very slippery, but you don't want to be there in the first place.
Nope, and that's gonna likely be no points for him. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, he's already dropped out the points there. That could be good for Opportunity actually, because it means he's back in the points after losing it to Galka, so maybe still able to keep it there, as Koenig behind is a little far away.
Currently, double point finish for Gallery 82. Came in this race for the first time. And doing, in my opinion, very well. Double point finish would be great. They already got points in race 1. So, continuing this streak would be amazing. Especially for your first race.
Supercup is probably a very tricky series to start in. So, yeah, clearly they've done their homework and got a good lineup, got some good practice in for the race, and seems to be working well for them. So, double points finish is a good, solid base for them to work on for the rest of the season.
Oh, there's been a crash down at the back. But I'm not sure who. Because Opportunity was in P15 and now he's in 14. So I'm just checking.
Kowalski and Leonov has retired.
Oh, there's been a spin.
After,
Galka, we jinxed him. Galka just spun and lost 2 positions.
Oh no.
I wanted to say let's not jinx them. Oh no.
Still got Carlos in the points though, so that's good. But yeah, that's bad curse of the commentator there.
Oh no, I feel guilty.
But
he can still get points.
Yeah, he's still right on the back of Koenig, who seems to be losing it a little bit at every corner.
There it comes actually. Galka now already going for the move back on P15 on Philip Koenig. Philip Koenig defending around the inside. Breaks late as well. Galka going around the outside, and he keeps that position. No, he does not. Koenig gets back around. And now he's too far away also as DRS, so for now he's going to stay in P15, Koenig.
Yeah, as I was saying at the front, seems to have spread out a little bit after that big old fight. Leon Bock is actually closed up right on the back of Yunt, as I said that. In DRS, locked up massively into turn 10 though. But yeah, apart from that, everyone seems to have spread out a bit. Kia's making a little bit on his own. Suspended for reasons.
P4 is an interesting battle.
Yeah, you got Sven now closer to Quintai, who'll be still needing to look after his tyres there. And Frank Hammond, I guess, not too far behind them, but it's not quite as close as it was before they all started battling. So.
Well, can Buck make a move here? That's the question for P1. Has DRS, is he close enough? It's around 4/10. DRS now activated.
I'll be interested to see if he's got long enough gear ratios. He seems to. Still pulling. Ooh. Yeah, it doesn't look like he tried to go for a move there. That just got caught out, maybe, by David's early braking.
There's also a battle for P7 right now. As Lorenzo, it's already over. Lorenzo the Cutest just passed Pedro Gomez for P7.
Yeah, and got DRS to be able to pull away from him down that straight, so good move from him.
Yeah, absolutely. P7 can be very happy with the results so far.
Yeah.
As still everyone's very close. They were spread out earlier, but they're coming back together now as we have P4, 5, and 6 very close, and obviously Jans and Bok for P1 also very close. Keersmaker's driving a bit of his lonely race, but I'm sure he won't mind on P3.
No, obviously he had to sit out round 1 at Australia, so I'm sure for him coming back in, so if he can get a podium at the end of this, then still good points for the team, a 1-3, if it stays like that way round. And yeah, it'll be a good start to his season.
You're going to be hearing a very happy David Carter if that happens. That's for sure.
Yeah, I won't hear the end of that, so they get a double podium and a win again.
Obviously, Crossfire is doing really good in the championship after round 1. He's there in P1. They had the race win with Stephen Lexo. They had another podium with David Junt in race 2, 3rd place. So if they can get another win, this time with another driver, they're going to be looking really good, especially David Junt in the championship.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously race 1 this time, maybe not the best, but P7 and P8 is still pretty decent points, and obviously has set them up well for race 2. Where again, if they can get a double podium, that will be, yeah, probably keeps them at the top of the standings. So yeah, it'll still be a good round for them and a good start to the season. Obviously, after winning the Formula Challenge Championship last year, I'm sure David will be looking to keep that momentum going into this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And scoring those 7 and 8 points, or not 7, 8 points, scoring P8 and PS7 all the time will definitely help you in the championship instead of, you know, not getting DNFing and getting a P10 if you have a bad weekend. If you get a bad weekend or a bad race and you get P7 and P8, that's still really good. That's still a lot of points. So consistency is the key. And they seem to have that. Two very consistent drivers, of course.
Yeah, obviously Yunt has been around the block a few times, so he knows what he's doing in terms of getting consistent results.
Junt's been around since before I was born. Well, not literally, but he's been around for a long time.
Yeah, so yeah, he seems to be able to be very good at getting consistent results, and obviously with this race, potentially getting a win. But still half of the race to go with that. But still in his DRS, so it's not going to be an easy one.
P8's going for a move. Pedro Gomez with his low limiter is not getting close to Cutis. Well, he's getting close, but he can't do much more.
Interestingly, he pulled out slipstream very early there, so I don't know. Yeah, he's got a short limiter, but also doesn't seem to be helping himself with getting the straight line speed anyway.
Or maybe he wants to not hit the limiter because obviously your engine's gonna get all heated up if you do it for too long.
Or maybe it's cooling in general. Maybe he doesn't want his brakes to go. You never know.
Well, if it goes in the sprint race, then. As for P3, we have now Quinte actually caught up to Matteo Keersmakers, who lost a lot of time in the last few laps. Losing on average more than half a tenth, or not half a second rather, to Quinte.
Yeah, so maybe when I said about their swap not going to plan. Maybe it was because they could see that Chaos Makers were maybe holding up Yunt. So
Oh, and he makes a mistake. Oh no. I'm sorry, David, but we have jinxed you, and Matteo Kiersmakers loses 2 positions. Oh, and he spins!
and he spins. Frank just
Oh
avoided it.
no. And he doesn't recover well. He's in the middle of the track. Oh, and he just barely avoids Cutis.
Yeah, that was bad around the corners. Drops him all the way down to P12 after being on the podium for this entire race.
That hurts.
It's a very painful lap for him. But he's still right on the back of a big old train up for P6 with Cutis at the front of it, so could still make some moves.
Yeah, they're all very close.
Yeah, Leon Box still close to Yunt, but not quite enough to make any moves. I'm sure, as Kunte did with Sven in the first race, probably getting a good look at the back of Yunt. I don't know if that's any good, but
First we have Sven's rear, now we have David's rear.
yeah.
Oh no.
Well, what else are you meant to do in quarantine?
Well, watch some very good racing and practice yourself. Talking about practicing, if you want to drive, if you're new to GPVWC and want to drive in this league, you can always sign up for our academy races. As there will be an extra academy race. Anyone is free to sign up, and you can just race and show your talent and get picked up for a race like this and get a permanent drive here. So be sure to check that out if you are new to the league.
Yep, next academy race is at Fuji Speedway on the 31st, which is probably quite an interesting track. Take the academy cars round. I know I'll be doing that race, so probably not at the front, but I'll see what I can do.
Hey, be confident. Actually, now P7, Pedro Gomez going for the overtake on the Tutis, but he's just not having the limiter. He needs to really outbrake him if you have any chance to overtake him.
Interestingly, just watching Sven down the straight, his wheel is wobbling a lot, so I don't know if he's got a flat spot, suspension damage, or whatever, or an issue with his wheel.
He's been definitely locking up a lot. So
yeah. Could have wrecked those tyres. Oh, there's a bit of a car park into turn 1 there, Michelak going into the back of Dabrowski. And that allowed Kardash to get back on the back of Michelak, looking for a move into turn 4. Not quite braking late enough to do that, but P11 for the Gallery 82 car, which, good points. Then Galka is back in the points. So.
Yeah, I was just about to say, he's back. He overtook Willis.
Yeah.
And very good driving from Kardas so far. Like, very mature driving. Now up in P11, looking down the neck of Michelak on P10, and there's a lot of cars in front of him still. He has eyes on P7, so definitely a lot to play for still.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting advertisement for the Academy Series we were just promoting, because Kardash, he did first Academy race in Turkey last week now, and got picked up by Gallery 82, and here he is in Bahrain doing a very good job for them. So
it's good advertisement, yeah. This could be you, so sign up and race. Same for Michel Galka. He didn't have a great race in Turkey, but he did show his pace, and they also got picked up for the Supercup team for Gallery 82. So both coming from Academy shows that it works.
Yeah, completely skipping for the challenge, so but it seems to have worked for them. So
there's a lot of fights going on there, but no real moves being made. Buck close to Junt, De Vries close to Quinte. And obviously we have that group with Walborn. Wait, Walborn is in P8. What?
Oh wow, yeah.
Sorry, what did I miss?
It must have been a Carlos Sainz for today, having a quiet race back up to...
Wait, he started from like P26.
Yeah, obviously there was that big accident on lap 1 that he must have avoided well enough, and yeah, he's doing a great job.
Wow, missed that. I'm a bad commentator, but wow, that's very impressive. What a great job by him. As he just locks up. Please don't. We just cursed him, I think.
Are we going to curse every single driver?
Yeah, I think
so. We shouldn't talk about anyone.
Oh no, I'm just going to be quiet the whole race.
We'll have an ASMR stream next time around.
So right now we have Sven de Vries going for a move.
No, okay, I'm not doing that.
I
Oh,
don't
he is
think
going
my
for a
mic is
move,
good
though.
enough for that.
I should have a good enough mic. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Sven de Vries is literally battling the steering wheel on every straight. I know the feeling. If you have a flat spot, then the wheel is just gonna do what it wants on the straight. It's insane.
Yeah, it's probably waking up everyone in his house right now because that's
It's actually not even vibrating. It's not the vibrating that hurts. Not hurts, but you know what I mean. It's it's like it automatically says left and right quite slowly instead of actually vibrating, which is an interesting feeling. But you can see it on Sven's onboard on the long straight. You can literally see him doing tiny movements to the left and right, which is exactly what happens when you have that when you have a flat spot. So he definitely has one.
yeah, and it looks like quite a big one. Yeah, it is going all over the place. So hopefully that won't
Oh.
put him off too much to be able to overtake Quintai, who seems to be making a few mistakes now. As Matteo Kiersmakers, ooh,
Oh no.
he's must have had another spin up at turn
Yeah.
4, and unfortunate. Yeah, he had another spin. He vettled it, and then on the rejoin, just the car behind not being able to avoid him in time, and unfortunate he's called it a day there. So
Oh no, that's Opportuni.
was it?
Opportunity and
Opportuni.
Makers not having a great race, but I have to put that one on Makers.
Yeah, it was a bit dangerous there. An opportunity after getting his way back into the points now with no front wing, which will put him out of it again. Pedro Gomez has actually pulled over. He was doing amazingly in P7, but he's pulled over. Was that turn 12? He's just parked it. Didn't seemingly have any issues.
Brakes!
But,
Brake
oh,
fail.
brake failure.
Oh no, how do you brakes fail in this race? What?
Yeah. And why? Surely he would have been able to at least try to go a little bit longer.
Oh,
But
Sven de Vries on Quinte. Or is it the other way around? I forgot. No, it's the other way. No, it's not the other way around. Sven de Vries. Oh,
Quinte
Quinte spun. Spins. Not spun.
fun.
Spun it.
That's unfortunate for him. His tyres are definitely not going to be
Yeah.
lucky at the moment. Only 3 laps to go.
That's gonna be able to put him into
unfortunate
prey of the Tutis and Walborn.
Yeah, just watching it back, that was a good move from Sven. Actually, he did. Yeah, amazing job to go up the inside there, but just unfortunate for Quinte to lose it out of turn 3.
Didn't lose much from it, only time. And oh my, his tires are dead, are they?
Yeah, Dakutius actually went off there as well, though.
Maybe
yeah,
looking at Quinte's line.
Yeah, Quinte clearly struggling with the tyres now. He's braking so
Wait, does he have a brake failure?
Could do. He did brake really early there. Ooh, close with Vauban there. Don't
Let's
know
look
what's
at the next
happening.
corner. We'll find out. No, I don't think he has a brake failure. I think his tires are just dead.
Yeah, must be. It's not good for him. He'll be holding up everyone behind. As Dabrowski, very close with Vauban, moving a little bit there, but
We're gonna be seeing a great battle here because Quinte needs to fight to keep that on the track. That car is not stable. Those tires are not good anymore. And now everyone's gonna have DRS. Him, luckily. So he's not gonna be attacked on this corner. Dabrowski's gonna be looking down the inside, maybe of Walborn. And yes, he does. Brake late. Oh no!
and they make contact. Quinte is round again. Dabrowski coming out of that quite cleanly.
Oh, Menoclant and Quinte both go off.
Fortunate there, that moves Kardash actually up to P9 in that Gallier 82 car, so...
It's like you can read my mind, I was just about to say. And Nako Galka is in P12 looking down both damaged cars of Quinte and Menoclant. So it's going to be a very interesting end for Gallier 82. There's 2 laps to go. This time I'm right.
I imagine Galco closing on Quinte because his tyres really do look
Oh,
like they're shot.
Cardass around the outside of Walborn.
Ooh, Vauban with a move there, yeah.
Oh, he's sticking it.
Cardass, sorry. It's, not...
Oh, he brake. What?
Was that?
Was it a brake check?
I'd be surprised if it was, but...
Oh no.
No, it seems like he just... lifted off the throttle a little bit. I don't know if maybe throttle issues. Don't want to.
I
Wouldn't
hope it
like
was
to
not a brake
accuse or
check.
something like that. But yeah, it's interesting. It does seem to be lagging a little bit, so it could potentially be something to do with that. But
Oh, there's a spinner. Quinte's just spun. Michael Galka's
Oh,
waiting
dear.
for him, so I'm pretty sure they made contact. And as a move, Frank Hemming making a move on Sven de Vries. There's too much happening! Frank Hemming is trying to get past Sven de Vries, and he has a good run now. He can definitely get a move done here for P3. But
Now on the
it's
final
hard
lap
to
now.
pass. It's hard to pass, Sven. You know
Frank
that.
breaks very late. But no, Sven is just going to hold it on the inside there. Frank almost losing it.
Oh my
Final
god.
lap, so Frank had to go for it, but not quite working there. Leon Bock is right behind Yunt now, so he'll be looking to make a
Cardas.
move here at probably his final opportunity after that.
Cardas going around the outside of Walborn, and he goes around off the track, but just doesn't do it, just barely. I like how there's like a car train of people with damaged cars. There's diagonal steering wheels all over the place. From P6, P7, P8. Actually, Janice Walborn seems fine. That's the only one.
Yeah,
But
but
at the
maybe
front,
having a throttle issue. You never know.
we're gonna see a victory, unless Bach can. Well, then we're still gonna see a victory, but of someone else, I don't think he can though.
Very close to Kardash and Volborn. Volborn maybe going a little bit aggressive pushing there, but Kardash makes it stick and is up into P8. It's
Amazing
Galka
drive.
now on Quinto as well.
As John just comes across the finish line in P1, wins the race. Great job by him. He's gonna be doing such great job in the World Championship. Liam Buck also a great job. Sven de Vries in P3 stays in front of Frank Hemming. Lorenzo the Cute stayed out of trouble, did a great job. P5 for him. Dabrowski invisible with a very damaged
no.
car.
Galka spins out of the second to last corner.
Oh no.
Not get P11, which he was fighting over, but he seems to have a big enough gap to still get points in P13.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt your race rundown there, but
No worries, no worries. So Dabrowski was in 6th and Michalak in P7, also damaged car. Cardas, great job. Great recovery drive from a not optimal qualifying position. P8, then Janice Walborn, even better recovery drive from, I don't know what exactly, but around 25 on the grid. That was amazing. We didn't even know how, but he got P9. And Menno Klont also somehow after lap 1 getting P10, also very impressive.
yeah. So Alessandro Quintai, after struggling on those soft tyres and having quite an interesting race, P11, to get the only points for Pescaro after what looked like a very promising start, being on the soft, but just wasn't to be. Nigel Marshall takes home P12. Michal Galka, after what, well, I suppose really was a roller coaster race with Gallery 82 in general, but
Yes.
still both getting solid points and the solid start for the team. Mihajlo Vicentijevic getting P14, and then his teammate Philip Koenig getting P15 for double points for RTD. So
yeah, good job by them as well. Ben Willis just outside of the points. If I remember correctly, that was the same in Australia, where he just got outside the points.
I believe so, yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but surely also score some points as all the cars are now driving back into the pits. We had some really good racing. Unfortunately, also some incidents, but that's bound to happen. David Junt, though. I wonder who's leading the. Oh my god. Lorenzo just almost crashed into someone else, but they're fine. I wonder who's leading the World Championship right now. Obviously, Lexo was the one who led it, which not anymore.
I think Frank Hamming is definitely going to be up there. He was only 2 points off Lexo going into the race.
Yeah.
And yeah, David Yunt, obviously, he's going to be up there as well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the championship's like after this race.
Sven de Vries, obviously, as well. Double podium. Great job by him.
Very solid race from him, yeah.
I think they're all going to be very close. David Johnson, De Vries, Frank Hemming. And obviously, luring in the back, we have people like Walborn, Quinte, and Leon Buck, which didn't get optimal races, but they have the pace to just fight back and get a great result in.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be a very interesting year in the championship. You've definitely got 4 or 5 drivers that are all going to be up there, and potentially having even more fights like they did today.
Yep, we will be having the interviews. I think we could start right now. Actually, Rodrigo Carvalho is already in the waiting for us to move him. Rodrigo, hello.
Hello.
I don't think this is the race you had in mind, did you?
Um, yeah, was horrible. At least think about Razor GP. Yanis make points. How I can talk about my race today? I raced like a monkey, I think.
You said that already, did you?
The race one was a disaster. I think I make it was my fault. Maybe I need to see the replay, but I think it was my fault. Uh, my my bad start. And after that, my car was with the suspension was basically with problems, so was horrible the first stints. Because of that, I make two stops because the soft tires have a big tire wear and it was impossible to finish with the softs. Race two was horrible because I lost my front wing in the start also. To be honest, I don't like driving this car, Leon. But let's see how it will be round three.
You still gonna keep fighting even though you don't like the car?
Yeah, but I'm not a guy that give up easily, but I need to be honest. I don't I don't feel happy driving this car compared to my last season that was in Formula Challenge. I still have problems in Formula Challenge, but at least I feel happy with the car. In Supercup, I don't feel this.
All right, that's unfortunate. It's a very difficult car. It's very unpredictable. So I definitely see where you're coming from. All right, thank you, and better luck next time, man.
Thank you.
All right, let's move the next happy guy in because there's a lot of happy guys here. David Junt, winner of race 2.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be getting the champagne up.
Hello, David.
Hello.
So you must be happy, must you? I think you're first in the championship.
Um, if it's a question if it's my first win in the championship or in Super Cup altogether, yeah, both.
Oh wow! Congratulations, man. How was that? Were you ever scared of Liam Buck getting you on the straight?
Well, it just took me like what 9 years, 8 years to finally get one. But yeah, I was Matteo was really nice. I was just following him, like trying to establish like a train where we could maybe break the DRS behind us and get away, and then we can always like look who's faster. But he made a slight mistake, and I kind of had to go, and then nearly undercut that turn there, and then started to get a bit of a traffic jam behind. But at that point, really, there was Leon who was also having like the same great pace. I saw that my fastest lap was like 2,000 slower than the fastest one. So I was like, pace is not bad. But in the DRS train, of course, he never lost me, so I could never get really away in the straight. And that's where he caught me back. And like at least 2 times, he was very close, but couldn't make it on me. So I was on my toes the whole race. Absolutely. It was so much high pressure. It's like, don't make a mistake now. Just use a bit of sliding, just do everything right and keep the position. So yeah, I was on my toes the whole race, even though I knew behind no one was really there anymore.
And you're known as Mr. Consistency in GPVWC. You're always there scoring P5, P3, and it seems to be even better this year. You've been scoring consistent podiums and even a win now already in race in the second race weekend. Can you even think about more than just a race win, or is it too early?
Well, it has to be consistency because I don't feel like I'm as consistent with great pace through a season over any track. So I think at some tracks, some people will be really quite a bit fast. And even Melbourne, I wasn't really there. So um, being consistent with at least the race pace and being like really aware of your surroundings, like trying not to hit somebody or noticing the mirrors if somebody's there, anything like that, even avoiding an accident. That's really important to me since that's the basics, how you start scoring points to keep out of any trouble. But it's a bit early to say, just the second round of the season, and I admit I I put in a bit more thought, and of course, I don't know, training time into it. I want to be at least decently this time in Super Cup. After I had a fun race in Super Cup, first race last year. So yeah, ideally, I'd like to see more, but I'm already glad if I can hang around the top 5 in Super Cup as well after FC, and maybe help Crossfire to, I don't know. I mean, we're looking really good right now, but we saw when Matteo went off that they can turn tables really quickly. So I'd like to score at least enough points so Crossfire is really high on the table.
Oh, it seems to be working so far. Congratulations. Let's get a word in from your very happy manager, David. Second one. How are you feeling?
Delighted, and the guys worked really hard as well. Particularly Matteo has played a massive part in both wins, actually, behind the scenes. So special shout out to him. It's disappointing, obviously, and he's gutted about not finishing race 2. He's in such a good position, but a couple of little errors played part to that. But I think, again, another solid amount of points we can take away from an event. I think we're still top of the championship, keeping our podium run going as well. 18 now, so fantastic, and David has been complaining a lot beforehand the races, but I say the hard work's paying off, and it's results that count. It's results that count at the end of the day. And if our ambition is to go to Super League lights next year, which is where we want to be, then we got to keep going. We got to keep going on this run and keep putting in the hard work behind the scenes as well. But yeah, I'm delighted to say Istanbul next. Looking forward to that because I think that's going to be a track that we're going to enjoy quite a lot.
So that's what your goal is then. You obviously moved up from Formula Challenge last year. Now you're in Super Cup. You're already looking at lights because you're first in the championship.
Yeah.
So Super League is the end goal then, is it?
Lights is the end goal, and I think after the strong start we've had, and it's up to the other guys now. If I knock us off the top of the standings, up to them to up their game. Simple as that. But we also know we have to keep maintaining our standards, maintaining our hard work as well. But it's going well. It's going well. Doing far better than we expected, that's for sure. But as we know, there's still another 14 rounds to go. It's a long haul, a long season, a long haul, and a lot can happen.
Absolutely. You need to keep on your toes because everyone is also going to be practicing a lot with this quarantine going on.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations anyway.
Thanks very much.
Good luck for the next races.
Thank you.
All right, let's move in our next happy guy, Sven de Vries, winner of race 1, P3 in race 2. Hello, Sven. Nothing much. How are you feeling, man? Really good race, double podium, getting a win.
Yeah, not too bad. It was a good race 1, good race 2. I think I could have won race 2, but it was a little, we had to fight a lot, and the tires were a lot, so definitely lost out towards the end. Cut it really close in race 1 at the short shift a lot. Crossed the finish line with 0.2 liters left. Took out a little too much during the pit stop, so that was close. But it was a good fight with Quintoya in both races, so definitely an eventful night.
Actually, now that we have both of you in here, you have been teammates for this race. How was the battle between you guys, Sven, first? Because that looked very feisty. It was very close between you two.
Yeah, no, I think it was good. I think there was some miscommunication, which is fine. It happens. We'll pay more attention to that for the next races, regardless which car is faster. Doesn't matter. But I don't think it hurt too much. It's only hypothetically saying I could have potentially won. We don't know. In the end, the gap was like 9 seconds. So I have no clue. So I don't think there's any hard feelings towards Ivan for that.
Ivan, what are your feelings about that?
Really sorry, Sven. I was too aggressive on my defense. I didn't see on my mirrors because I was fast. I was fighting with other guy, and I didn't expect you there, but I was fighting too hard. Sorry again. I I thought you were a different guy. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. It was quite a cluster with about 4 cars, all going next to each other, trying to overtake each other. So yeah, it was a bit chaotic, but it all worked out in the end.
So Ivan, how are you feeling after the race? You did really good in race 1. You had some really good battles throughout both races, actually. Unfortunately, you made that mistake in the second race. But can you still be happy?
I'm feeling mixed because of spin and crash, but in race 1 I was feeling great in first stint, but when I put this medium tires, I was
Yeah, we saw that.
1 second slower when I put these tires, and everyone was attacking me from everywhere on every straight, on every corner. Car, no grip.
We
In
know what to do
race,
now. More runs on the medium next time.
maybe because I was testing a lot with soft and around 40 liters. Full tank for race 1. Just trying. Maybe I struggled because lower wings. I was using too low wings for race. For race 2, I put more wings and car was fine with mediums. Need to test it because I have a wrong gear ratio again. Why Quasia in Super League White.
Well, all right. You've showed some very good pace, so it's looking very good for the next races. Good luck, and
Thank you.
congratulations on a good result still in race 1.
Thank you. Big mistake in race 2, but I was over pressure.
Happens to everyone. Happens
Yeah.
to the best of us. All right. So that were all the interviews. Thank you all for watching. And tomorrow we'll have the Super League lights, and then the day after that we'll have the Super League race, the main premiere series. So be sure not to miss that one. We'll be back around the same time. That's us from me and Josh. Josh, you want to say something?
Yeah, just like Liam said, it was a very good round today. So we'll be back in 2 weeks for Supercup, and Super League Lights and Super League coming up in the next 2 days. So look forward to that.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
To keep up to date with the latest GPVWC videos, click on the subscribe button, or check out more of our exciting sim racing action by choosing a video. For more information on the league, visit gpvwc.com.